Hello and welcome to a review on the Samsung Galaxy Car Prime. Is the budget phone value for money? We'll be taking a look. When I first cast eyes on the Car Prime, the first thing that came to my mind was that it looked like an updated S3. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but the way it looks and feels screams out memories from Samsung's past. The phone is made out of plastic. The metal looking frame is also plastic. It's good plastic though, it doesn't feel flimsy. The phone doesn't feel too bad in the hand either. It has a satisfying curve which molds around your hand, while the buttons on the side protrude enough that you can feel them without too much of a hassle. It's also incredibly easy to hold in one hand, which brings me onto the display. The Car Prime has a 4.5-inch display with 480 by 800 pixels, which was rather disappointing. Things look a bit dull and the contrast is a bit off. I wasn't expecting a super crisp display, but I was hoping that Samsung could pull something off. After testing out the Moto E, which has a similar price tag, the Moto E has a far better display with more pixels and deeper contrast. On a good note, the Car Prime wasn't too bad in direct sunlight. The touchscreen isn't that great either. It could only handle 2 touches at any one time, and while playing games it sometimes wouldn't register any touches at all. Inside the phone is a 4G radio, NFC, GPS, removable battery, 8GB of internal memory and a space for a micro SD card, which is excellent. There isn't a gyroscope or an ambient sensor, which is a real shame. This means that the phone won't automatically change the screen brightness and playing those racing games won't be as sensitive. Talking about those racing games, performance is quite impressive. Overall, I was happy with the Car Prime. I only felt a stumble when switching between apps, but unlocking the phone and opening applications felt snappy enough for a £100 device. The home button is flanked by 2 capacitive buttons, which go to your recent apps and back. Unfortunately, neither of them light up or vibrate. In the software department, it's KitKat out of the box, but you can update to Lollipop, which is nice, though you wouldn't notice the difference because of the touch with skin on top of it. Samsung have also slimmed down the apps too, leaving you with only the basics. On the back of the device is a 5-megapixel camera, which fielded some interesting results. Although that generally shots didn't look too bad, a bit hit and miss. Sometimes colours look dynamic with decent exposure, while other times photos look dull and even washed out. Its low-light performance is rather poor, but expected with a budget phone. There is however an LED flash which isn't too bad, but I don't recommend its use. The camera app is rather simple. You would be sticking mostly in auto mode, though there is a panorama mode too. A 2-megapixel camera sits at the front, which is, as you'd expect with a budget phone, not that good. Using the phone for the first time, I was almost ready to give this a low score because past experience with Samsung budget phones have not been pleasant. This was different. Performance was good, especially compared to previous generations. The camera isn't bad and it's better than its biggest rival, the Moto E. Yet the display of the Moto E is far superior. Between both the Moto E and the Galaxy Car Prime, it's difficult to choose between them. If the Galaxy Car Prime had an improved battery and a similar display to the Moto E, it would be an easy recommend, but because of that, it's hard to choose between them. It depends on what you value more, battery and display versus camera and design. This has been the Samsung Galaxy Car Prime. Thanks for watching and bye bye.